Hi guys, welcome back. So let's go through some England player ratings, how I saw it with England's close win against Wales in their latest World Cup warm-up. And I think this is pretty close to their strongest team, so fairly interesting to have a look at how they went. And when I say winners and losers, it's relative within the England pecking order, not compared to other teams in the world, because we just saw how far ahead France and Scotland, for example, are than England. But certainly players, fighting for positions within that England squad. So I've got winners and losers at either end, and then decent and meh in the middle to kind of rate them into four categories. So let's get into these winners. I think Jamie George was a winner. He was always going to start anyway, but just more of a winner. Just showed how good his set piece was. That line out, especially with George and Laws and Atoje, was pretty imperious in this game, to be fair. They'll have harder tests, I guess, but it was very, very good. England's strongest facet of the game, so just reinforced his starting spot if it wasn't already. And Courtney Laws, as I mentioned, we've now seen him. We haven't seen him for ages. He looks in great shape and he really transforms England's pack. We're not going to be chucking the ball around all over the place. We know that. And he adds some hitting power, some carrying, that fantastic line-out work, restart work, all of that stuff. Courtney Laws is the man, really helps that England pack pop. Talking of popping, Ben Earl, probably the player of the match. In fact, definitely player of the match for England. In attack, an absolute juggernaut. Pace, power, in defence, and he took his chance. It's been a long time coming for this start for Earl, and he said, I am a serious player. And I have said England's relative strength is in their flanks. They've got three good options there at open side: Willis, Curry and Earl. And maybe they try and play two. Maybe they put Earl at 8 and see if he can do the same sort of thing. That would be interesting. I thought Joe Marchant was their brightest spark in attack. Not that they really tried to attack much, because they were just kicking the leather off the ball or keeping it tight, but I think he's definitely the starting 13, and I think he nailed it down a bit here. And then with Farrell going off, and we'll come to that, George Ford came on and helped with that recovery, looked very assured, kicked his goals, forced the team around the pitch a bit there towards the end. So maybe that pushes him up in the pecking order, maybe to the front, who knows. Next one down to decent. I thought Atoje had a pretty good shift, good in the line out, not completely outstanding, but certainly a decent shift. Daly got involved, 2 dodgy kicks early on, but then apart from that, he got his hands on the ball, he made some half breaks, did some good stuff, looked all right, decent. Youngs came on, again, looked pretty solid. Genge, I like his impact off the bench. He was unlucky to cop that yellow, because it was a team cumulative yellow, if you like, but he definitely added impact. It's just a shame that the starting props weren't that great, but I do like that way of using Genge. Lawrence punched some holes. I didn't quite know which level to put him in, but he definitely punched holes, showed some power. Not the quickest on the turn, but certainly with the absence of Tuilangi, you can play a similar game with him. And then in the meh category, Billy V kind of did his thing, carried hard, but he's not the quickest, he's not the most agile. He was okay, meh. Amala, the same, I think, was okay, but you wanted that starting front row to dominate the scrum if they're going to start with the 2 slower props, if you like, and they didn't. JVP was looking okay, but then got that nasty injury. Doesn't look good. I wonder if he'll stay in the squad or he'll go out and maybe a Ben Spencer or more likely a Mitchell will come in for him. Willis came on for a bit and looked pretty decent. Maybe he should be a bit higher. Didn't see him a lot. I haven't put every player in here because I didn't see all of them. I guess you didn't see a lot of all of them. And then in the losers, Will Stewart, after a decent game last week, had a chance to back it up with another good game and really didn't have it. That scrum with Marler wasn't dominant and he made some mistakes, so maybe Sinclair goes back ahead of him. I don't know. George Martin's a weird one. Should he have played? He was heavily strapped and it looked like he was heavily strapped. Struggled to get around the pitch. Was okay, really, but didn't have any impact. Didn't notice him. Maybe he should be higher, let me know. But he had a chance to make a charge for a starting spot, which is available, but couldn't. England look like they're struggling a bit for fit second rows. Maybe Johnny Hill should have started, even though he's not even in the squad. Farrell did some okay stuff to start with, some good kicks, and then the red card. I have talked about it in the match report. I saw a quote from George Ford saying he didn't mean to do it, but yes, he did. It was a choice. He chose to stand up, tuck the shoulder in, not wrap, and then hit high. And if it's going to happen, like, sure, he wasn't trying to hit him in the head, he's trying to hit him in the chest, but he's trying to hit high and without wrapping an arm. So that was deliberate, and he's done it before, and that makes you a liability. And more liabilities. Arundel, just crazy. He chose to tackle the guy before he'd run 10 metres after tapping it from a free kick from the mark, and that's what you get, a yellow card. He chose to get sent off for 10 minutes, which is a bit strange. And then Freddie Stewart chose to get sent off for 10 minutes. I know it's hard to think under pressure, but that's the whole point of elite sport. Think clearly under pressure, which was old Clive Woodward's mantra. And Stewart chose to tackle a man in the air, and he gets a yellow card for it. So if you're going to do that, you're not going to win against the best teams. This was a scratch Wales team, and they only just got over the line. It was a good comeback, but those three, are going to lose it in a World Cup if they do that sort of thing. So they are losers in this game. So that is my ranking. That is my rating. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time.